Hello everyone and welcome back to HomeFront Wargaming. Today's topic we're going to discuss something that pops up from time to time, which is historical wargaming a snobby hobby? Now you've probably heard before that historical wargamers can be a bit elitist. If you don't get every button right or regimental flag, you're somehow doing it wrong. But is that really true, or is it just a stereotype that doesn't reflect the community today? We've all seen it before. Somebody online picking somebody else's miniatures apart, saying that unit didn't exist in this year or that regiment didn't fly that flag. And of course, there's a place for historical accuracy. Doing the research and making everything look the way it would have historically is part of the fun of the hobby. It's something that I personally enjoy more than anything else. But when historical accuracy turns into gatekeeping, if we are excluding people from the table because they didn't get all the details right, that can be where historical wargaming can get a bit of a bad rep. And honestly, that's when the fun gets lost. Now, on the flip side, if you look at the fantasy or sci-fi world of gaming, there is nothing but creativity. People create their own worlds, their own species, their own scenarios, their own games all the time, and there is no rhyme or reason to it. They make things based off of what they think looks cool on the table and what they think is going to be something that's fun and going to bring people coming back for more. And sometimes historical wargamers get a reputation for being the exact opposite, for having every minor detail be perfect down to the last button and the last rivet on every tank. But I will go on the record and say that in my experience, most historical wargamers that I have spoken to and that I have communicated with online have been the exact opposite of that. They are passionate and creative, and they are encouraging to me and to the others around them. They just express their passion through history and not fiction. One of the most positive aspects of historical wargaming is how much you learn without even realizing it. Every time you research a battle, paint a uniform, or build specific terrain, you're engaging with the history of that period. The geography, the tactics, the politics, and of course the human stories. And I love historical wargaming because it's not just about rolling dice. It's about exploring the why. Why did this specific thing happen, and what can we do as humanity to teach and educate people and make it so that way maybe it doesn't have to happen again. And to keep the memories alive of the people who served and fought in those battles on both sides. You're not just copying history, you're bringing it to life. Another thing that people overlook when it comes to historical wargaming is just how inviting and encouraging the community can be. Yes, there are always going to be a few strong opinions floating around. There are always going to be people that are the old grognards, the rivet counters, the ones who they do need to have everything perfect. But from my experience, most of the time those folks, that is the way that they are for themselves and their hobby. And they really are quite encouraging whatever it is that you bring to the table. You don't need to be perfect. They just want their stuff to be perfect. And that's okay. It's your hobby. You should make it how you want to make it. And for the most part, those guys that have that experience are great tools and resources for you, especially if you're new to historical wargaming, to pick their brain and maybe get a little more detail into your stuff if that's what you want. Whether it's at a convention, a wargaming club, if you're just sitting down with your family, I found that most people are very willing to share their knowledge, their painting tips, terrain, crafting skills, whatever it is that they can bring to the table. This is a hobby that is very passionate. People love to talk about it and they want to share that knowledge. It's like having a shared museum on the table. Everyone brings a little bit of history. And like I said, for me personally, it's been nothing but positive. Ever since I started sharing my games, whether that's Oriskany, Rome vs. Carthage, Freeman's Farm, the responses I've gotten on the internet, not just from YouTube, but also from Facebook and from Reddit, have been incredibly positive. It's one of the things that keeps me wanting to come back and make more videos, brings me back to my desk, painting more things, making terrain, and playing games. The feedback that I've gotten has been encouraging and supportive. I have friends and family who don't even play that have expressed interest in the hobby just because they see the passion I've been able to bring to it. And folks online are usually more curious than critical. Sure, every once in a while somebody points out a detail that's not right, but it's usually in the interest of helping, not gatekeeping. And with historical wargaming, or with sci-fi and fantasy, that's the key really, is just balance. Historical wargaming thrives when passion meets fun. When research and creativity come to the tabletop and come alive. It's okay to care about accuracy, but it's also okay to bend the rules a little bit, especially if it brings people to the table and helps them have fun. The best historical wargamers that I've spoken to are ones that use their knowledge to encourage others, not intimidate them. So we come back to the question of, is historical wargaming a snobby hobby? And the answer to that is, it can be if we let it. For the most part, I think it's one of the most open, educational, and inspiring hobbies out there. Because at its core, it's not about showing off knowledge. It's not even about having every detail perfect. It's about preserving history and bringing it to life on the tabletop to educate and to have fun. So whether you're painting Napoleonics, World War II paratroopers, or pumpkin-headed cultists, there's a place for everyone at the table. So thank you everybody for watching, and I would love to hear your experiences. Have you ever dealt with hobby snobbery? Have you ever had a bad experience with somebody? Or share your best experiences, especially in the hobby of historical wargaming. And as always, if you like this video, please go ahead and hit like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. We are over 100 subscribers now, and if you haven't checked out any of our other talking point videos, you can go ahead. We have a full playlist of that, trying to cover a different topic every week. Let me know in the comments if you guys like it. So as always, from HomeFront Wargaming, from Sam, thank you guys for watching.